Well, hello there. This is Virtualis Chess Noob learning and having fun with chess. This game, I had the Vienna game and my opponent responded with 2d6, the Philidorish defense. We'll explain that in a little bit. Now, in some games, you win nice and clean. A really nice opening, basically dominate from the beginning, going for the kill. Sometimes games are rather more messy, like this one. Now I had the white pieces and we led with the Vienna. So e4, e5, knight c3. And the Philidorish defense is d6. So this complex. So if I led with the other knight, this would be Philidor's defense. So Philidorish. And the thing to know about this is opening principles. When you can take the full center with pawns, you should probably do so. Here I can, so d4. They take back with queen, and here the most common response by black would be knight to c6, attacking the queen. So I was a bit surprised when my opponent instead played c5. So that is an inaccuracy, and in fact it's about plus 1.2. And the issue here, of course, is that these light squares are really, really weak. But the question is, how do I exploit it? Now, I think after analyzing it, Stockfish thinks that queen back here and potentially here, I think, is what he was thinking. But here I decided to play aggressively. So queen to d5. What is black going to do? Now, clearly, they're going to play that knight, attacking the queen. Also, of course, with an attack on that pawn as well. But that weak light square, now I can play bishop to b5 with check. And here, black really needs to block the check with the knight. However, they made a blunder and blocked with the bishop. Why is that a blunder? Well, that bishop is no longer guarding b7, and so queen captures a pawn with a defense of the bishop. So they take, and here I thought about taking this way, but I got a little bit worried. Basically, I got worried that my queen was going to get trapped in sort of the in the weeds of the black army's garden. So I decided to take it with the queen with check. You can see Stockfish was unafraid, reckoned the knight should go forward. Now, I'm still ahead here, but some of my advantage is lost. So they now develop the other knight, and here is my difficulty in that with the adventurism of my queen, I'm falling behind on development. So I tried to pin, but they can unpin, and now I'm in a bit of trouble because they can now take and then get a double attack this way. Now, actually, this is fine because if they take, I can take back and my knight actually defends the bishop, but I miscalculated that. So here I decided to put the queen on that square to defend the pawn, and that was a mistake because look, it's not getting my queen out of there, and this would have been potentially better, queen to d3. Now here they short castles. Lucky for me, that was an inaccuracy in it of itself. I now long castles. Basically, let's play dangerously. Now I can potentially pawn storm on the king side. They jump their knight forward. Makes sense to attack the queen. You can see moving their rook would have been better. I now move the queen here, thinking that I potentially can rotate this way. This would have been better because it prevents black from winning some tempo. But I didn't see that, and luckily for me, black didn't see this move either. Played the pawn. It's actually an inaccuracy, a mistake because it's slow, and I hightail my queen out of there. Here I was actually quite happy. I'm out of the weeds, out of their yards on the wrong side, and now also ready to form a king side attack. So very happy now. You can see here I'm only slightly ahead of black, but with +1, which means black has a better developed position. And this was a mistake. This slow move now gives me back the initiative. So Knight jumps forward. Stockfish reckons putting the pawn was better, but I thought this knight was fine. Attacking their knight. Their knight actually either has to retreat, but I thought they'll be tempted to take. They did. Capture now with the queen. Now one less defender on black's side. They try to kick the bishop. But here, I'm happy. I'm fine. Take. They take back. And here, knight jumps forward, attacking the bishop. Now here, black miscalculates and makes a wrong move. So I think they thought that they didn't have to move the bishop because, you know, it looks like the bishop is defended twice and it's only attacked twice. But the thing is, after I capture and capture, they're going to be forced to open up this g-file. And doubling the f-pawns, opening up the g-file, there's a wall here. That's very bad for the defense of the black king. So I'm happy to take. So here they decided to try to put attack on the b2 pawn. You can see Stockfish says they needed to get their bishop out of that square, and that even comes with check. Because now I've got captures, and black realized that they didn't want to trade queens, decided to take with the pawn, and the queen sidesteps to the g-file. Well, hello there. And the king, of course, is forced to move. And look at this wall that blocks the king from the rest of their pieces, and with infiltration potentially can be deadly. So king to that square, and now double attack here. I get to take that pawn with an attack on the queen with some tempo. They move the queen, that's fine. Queen now to f4. Can you see the attack? Here, a double attack again. They decided to move the rook over, thinking they had an attack or to defend the g-file, but that was the wrong move because rook captures pawn on f6, and here black decided to resign. Because if they don't do the right thing, that is mate. If they make any other move, then next turn I have this very lovely attack on both the king and the queen, a fork. Basically the best move for black is to trade their queen for my rook, but then we would enter an endgame where I've got rook and queen versus a rook pair, or obviously I've got a much better set of pawns as well. These are split. Black in this position opted to resign. Good game, GG. The big takeaway from this game is that the Philidorish defense is not good against the Vienna game. However, you need to take the center with the second pawn and be careful to not overextend. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.